Hey everyone, welcome to the AWcast, the audio withdrawal podcast. Today we have some less spooky yet still spicy memes for all of you compared to the last cast. I hope the autumn season is setting in for everyone. Perfect time to, cuddle next to a fire with some coca, listen to some vinyls, laserdisc, 8-track, whatever gets you most nostalgic, comfy, and cozy. Speaking of cozy, Koji. He actually had something come up and can't make it to this recording. Dude's 23, and he had a stroke a few days ago. So he's just in recovery right now. We're wishing him well, hoping he's doing better. But he's just got to sit this one out. So, bless up. We love you, Koji. Feel better. That's fucking gnarly. Also, Josh is going to be AFK for this one, since Koji is out. Just because, feels less full. I don't know. Doesn't really want to do it if Koji is out, but all good. We'll still get him to stop by later for a special BOTDF bit at the end. The timestamp for that's just going to be in the description. So if you want to just skip to that. If you get too bored of just listening to me, just skip to that. It's going to be fucking hilarious. If you don't know what BOTDF is, go ahead and skip to that to see what it is. It's hilarious. It'll be good. Just skip to that if you find me too boring, just talking to myself like the solo sode. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes, shit happens. My friends are all dying. It's sad. Whatever. Okay. We will start this one off with some music news. Before that, we just have one quick request from Koji. That is just coming in live. Looking. Oh, okay. Yeah, he got a request. He's got an album request. Looks like... Oh, yeah, he wants... Okay, yeah. So, quick album request by Koji. The album is First Impressions of Earth by The Strokes. Good track on that album, You Only Live Once. Which, I guess that seems kind of in poor taste, right? It's like YOLO and Strokes, and he had a... Oh, okay. Well, yeah, good on you, Koji. Anyway, here's the news. First topic. We got... What is in the news? So I just pulled up a Rolling Stone. Again, all of the links to these will be in the description. I think we missed a few last episode, but yeah, these should all just be in the description. It's easier to track since I know who posted it, since I'm the only one. But yeah, Rolling Stone. So Iggy Pop responded to 9 Inch Nails getting in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is pretty interesting. I'm just kind of surprised it hasn't happened sooner. Honestly, because Trent founded an entire style and genre back in the day. It's more like grudge industrial and started making his own thing. And then he also did movie soundtracks, and he did just a whole bunch of different path setting, like his Year Zero album where it's just so ambient and stuff. And he just the raw electronic god that is pushed for really heavy electronic kind of stuff, but still with real instruments, real band. He'd get a real band together to play his songs, and he's so now he's finally in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I guess. So fuck yeah, good on him. So glad. Push the mold with that guy. So yeah, that's that. Those are the first two links. We also have. Let's see. So yeah, this isn't a political podcast in any sense of the word. AWcast will never be a political podcast, but we do have a bit of news that came in about your boy, the GOAT, the God, the Kanye. He have an NPR article about Kanye voting for, quote, what he say, the only candidate he can really trust, which is himself. So I actually saw him on the ballot because we're in Utah, or 2/3 of us is in Utah, and I saw Kanye. He got on the ballot in Utah, so he got on the ballot half the states, and it gave me a chuckle, that. But he's still going for it. I mean, fuck yeah, even if he doesn't even care, like, he's still gonna debut his album and everything, like, no matter what publicity stunt he was going for. Like, he's still like, yes, I'm gonna vote for myself. Believe in yourself, man. That's a good. If you can't take anything else away from Kanye, then, just vote for him. Or, I mean, just that he believes in himself, so you can believe in yourself. It's the easy way. Love that. I'm already starting to feel weird doing the single podcast again. I'm getting no feedback. I feel like I'm just busting through these real quick. Which I probably am. We're going to spend a lot of time with Josh anyway, rambling about Oneohtrix for. So, there's that. But yeah, I just hope the next album drop is what fans want and makes the whole ordeal worth it. Like every 4 years where he decides to get all political or whatever and do his thing. I don't know. I don't really like his stuff because it's so heavily sampled that it's barely his music anymore. So, whatever. Each their own. He's crafted, a lot of artists in the scene. Like, even if you don't like his music, he's still a huge influence on a lot of great artists. So, respect the guy. Whatever. He's just doing a stunt, and if that's what he feels he got to do, then that's what he got to do. Peas on Grammys, and we're just following the lore on AWcast. We're just all Kanye cast now. Yeah. So good for him. He followed through, kind of. In other politic news, this is the last time. Last time, I swear. System of a Down. They came out with some new tracks to protest to the wars going on in their homelands of Artsakh in Armenia, or something. I don't know how to pronounce it. Apologies, links in the description for that as well. Basically, they're not getting back together, but they just wanted to drop a couple of songs to get awareness and a point across for bombs, or for the, just innocents dying in the streets and all that, which is, kind of... I saw that as, like, realizing, like, in America, how we have all our political causes, and it's like, fight for the rights of these people, or this and that, and for the most part, people are pretty much doing all right over here. It's not the end of the world if your president doesn't get elected. It's not the end of the world if, like, something happens, it's an inconvenience to you. Like, literally in... in these places, in Armenia, people are dropping bombs in the streets and actually killing, and there's terrorist attacks going on all the time. They have, I think in one of the links, there's, like, the album drop that they released, they have with it, like, a whole sheet of why they dropped it and what's going on. And apparently it was Darren Malakane. He wrote the new songs by himself. He was going to put it on, just make those songs part of... what is it? Protect the Land. His project Scars on Broadway. I guess that's a different band that he's in. Then he's like, okay, well, System of a Down might be a better place to put these, and it'll get more recognition. And fuck it. So, yeah, that's what he did, and it's a good, interesting perspective. Like, the tracks, they still fucking rock. They're still pretty good. Gave him a listen, and they're politically charged, aggressive. One of them starts a little bit slower, but yeah, no, they're good tracks. If you like System of a Down, definitely check them out. If not, I don't know. It's still interesting commentary going on there. So yeah, shit's good there. System of a Down is back, baby. Just kidding, they're not back, but they got some attention. They got on the weave. Next up, what do we got? We got a bit of the... Stevie Nicks. So, Stevie Nicks, they did last year a 24 karat gold concert. And now they're going to be releasing on October 21st or 25th. Oh, I guess they just did release it. Wait. In cinemas. Oh, fuck. Okay. Well, it was going to be in theaters, 2 nights only, October 21st and 25th, so I guess you just kind of missed that. So, I guess you could probably find it online somehow. But yeah, if you're like a diehard Fleetwood Mac or Stevie Nicks fan or whatever, look into that. 4 Karat Gold, the concert. I saw the preview, and damn, she is getting so old, but she's still got a great voice. I think she's missing some of the notes, of course, because it's, you know, as anything withers and deteriorates, you know, whatever. She's doing fine. Yeah, check it out if you're a real fan. If you're a real Fleetwood fan, you check it out. You'd scope that shit. Yeah. So good to see, yeah, because I recently got a couple of albums, Fleetwood Mac albums, that my dad sent me over. Some vinyls, some pressed vinyls, and played that shit, and fuck, we got some good stuff. And also Landslide. I re-listened to that. I was like, oh man, I forgot how great this stuff is. Forgot how great the Nicks is. Let's see, do we have any other news here? I guess I was going to find some more, did not, but that's all good. We're moving on. Okay, so we got some other music in pop culture. We don't have any of that. Some worst and best tracks we could bring up real briefly. Oh yeah, I was gonna remind everyone to post links in the Discord just so I could have those. But since no one's here, unavailable, I'll have to bring that up next pod. So I'm gonna be repetitive as shit. But that's why we were missing some links last time, is because people just forgot to post the links. But whatever. Okay, so my best and worst tracks. Best track of recent. So Lorn dropped a new album. I said Bitter Arcs, but no. So he has a new album called The Map, and I think it's the 3rd song on that album I'm recommending. It's just so fucking good. Let me just look it up to make sure. Lorn Map. Yeah, so it's called Transmute. All the songs on there are great, but Transmute, I really like the sound design with it, and then it also has a very classic Lorn sting to it, like the sweeping progression of the chords and all that. Oh my god, it's so fucking good. I can't. I'll play a little bit of it because it's so good. Oh. So yeah, like sweeping chord stuff. Oh my god, I love it. Yeah. Best track recently, because you can kind of hear from that the sound design. Oh my god, it's so sexy. I love it. Check that out, bruh. Bruh. And then let's see. Yeah, so that is my best track. Check out the whole album, honestly, but that track specifically is just so... There's like weird growls and stuff that are amazing. Put headphones on for that, or get some bass boosted shit. I love it. He's like mastering his craft right now, just with working on all those games recently in the film. Like, I don't know if I've done any films, but yeah, he's doing a lot of like soundscape stuff recently. Can't remember what game. It's like a game with like different factions and stuff, and he scored for one of the factions, like the more dark and gritty faction, and they use, I guess, him with another composer. That was so fucking cool. So yeah, check out that new Lorn Busta. Speaking of Bustas, all right, we got some new music drops. Check out what's going on in the new music realm. We got Busta Rhymes. He's got a new album, Extinction Level Event 2, The Wrath of God Reloaded. So, a big old mouthful there, for sure. And then I noticed when I was listening to this that half the tracks kind of just seem like a DMX ripoff with the same specific flow style. Like that barking style, like DMX always does. When you want to pop it off, stuff like that. You could tell, like, just some of the songs you can, I can't remember exactly which ones. I could probably pull them up, but It might just be where they got started rapping or something, like the area, because, you know, like Bay Area rappers have a similar style, New Orleans rappers, you know, New York, it's all different, so maybe that's a similar style, or it's just influence and whatever. Yeah, for the whole album, there's nothing too crazy going on here. If you like Busta, you'll probably dig this new drop. Some interesting beats, some heavy hitters, beast mode rap stuff. You know, it's good hype music. I was listening to it at the gym, and, you know, I could vibe with some of it. Yeah, check it out, Busta. Busta nut. These nuts hot, got him. Yeah. Another album drop, Oneohtrix. Oneohtrix Point Never is the band name, or I guess the guy's name. I don't know. The album's Magic, Oneohtrix Point Never. It's a really trippy ambient electronic and noise album. Kind of reminds me of like early sound design on Pink Floyd albums, turning environments into music and natural samples. Kind of get vaporwave vibes from it. It's quite the experimental album. So yeah, I say give a few of the tracks a listen. You know, skim through some of it and see if you like it. If it's your speed, if so, fucking run with it. It's not for everybody. It's, yeah, really interesting sound design there. Oh, electronic stuff. Another new drop, obviously the System of a Down. Sode drop, the Protect the Land / Genocidal Humanoids. Classic System of a Down politic aggression, as stated. Just go check it out. It's 2 songs. You got time for that? Come on, give the old boys a listen. It's just 2 songs. It's like 8 minutes. God damn, you got 8 minutes in a day? Come on, you got 8 hours in a day? Fuck, check it out. Check it all out. It's not my accent. Fuck. Alright. And then, yeah, another drop. Yeah, Lorn the Map. Sexy, deep sound design, as always, from Lorn on this new album, The Map. I feel like atmospheric, bassy sound construction and deconstruction. I highly recommend this album. Headphones on or stereo up. Okay, so that's it for new music drops that are of note for AWcast. Let's get right into the news. Now let's get right into the Baths album, which is a new one we're going to recommend. So next episode we'll probably get Koji and Josh's take on that, as well as the new album take. But for the last pod, the album rec was Cerulean, the album by Baths. So I'll go through a track-by-track breakdown and then an overall at the end. So basically, tracks break down as such, as far as I saw it. First track, Apologetic Shoulder Blades, offers some whimsical offbeat intro to the album. They use a lot of different percussive sounds to blend together and make more of a bubbly feeling with this track. Bit of an orchestral fade-out ending into the next track. Second one is Lovely Blood Flow. It's the first song with lyrics. It's very broken up beat with lots of offset percussion. They use a lot of falsetto with the singing, with the track about upsetting people, you know, loving the bleeds it leads scenario. It's like liking upsetting people and you know, getting an irk out of somebody. Third track, Maximalist. It's back to a bassy sidechain track. Similar percussion to the first track, but it's more upbeat and dreamy. Cool beats and transitions, as well as a small message of being yourself rather than what other people tell you to do or be. Fourth track is just a heart emoji. Whoa, that's how you know it's an experimental album. It's got the heart. Got a little emoji in it. It's the emoji movie all over again. This track, it's a cute little piano and a wispy beginning. It hits really hard into a slightly haunting beat. It's a track about leaving love and maybe leaving life. Letting love die literally kind of message. So, yeah, a bit of morbidosity here, I guess, if that's a word. Next track is Aminals. So like animals, but aminals. It's a Childlike Wonder track, that's why it's misspelled. Bits of choppy beats, throwing it back and forth. Kind of a panning effect there with emotionality and song drive. It's very lighthearted and fun. So, you know, more upbeat track. Very upbeat, choppy, fun. Next track, Rafting Starlit Everglades. Sorry if that was loud. A lot of white noise in this track. The simulated waterfall takes you to a jungle or well-lit cave sort of place with its ambience. It's calming yet striving for adventure. So it's got a lot of, I guess, quick or just striving, like striving beat pushes you forward in this atmospheric jungle adventure. Like you're just ziplining the song. That's pretty much what you're getting. But yeah, it's rafting starlight everglades. So yeah, that's what it's trying to do. Hall. It's really a really chopped up aggressive intro. Kind of seems out of place with the cut tape aggressive beat. But it comes into its own and finds itself among the story. Lyrics are calling for a feeling of sound rather than sound itself, free of influence, just emotional embrace. So like just a encompassment of a sound rather than just hearing. You're like feeling this. Yeah, it's interesting. The next track, You're My Excuse to Travel. This one's kind of more anxiety driving track. It piles a lot on top of itself with the lyrics and seems a bit discomforting because it just kind of crammed. Like I think the mixing is off. I think it might be on purpose though. It's a bit too unsettling and chaotic for me personally. It just seems like they're just slapping a lot on there. Like he has like multiple versions of the lyrics going back and forth on top of this song that's really chaotic beat in the first place. So I'm not super into that track, but it's there, and it kind of stands out a bit. I don't think it really belongs in this album, but maybe that's where it's supposed to be. Like if You're My Excuse to Travel, I guess it's like, pushing to, I don't want to travel, but you're making me, but I like it, but I can't like it, so, or something back and forth. That's kind of the idea I get from it. Next track, Rain Smell. It has rain samples in it, of course. It's a chilled nature beat. Mostly water and birds. Interesting perspective since birds wouldn't be singing so much with it pouring rain. So it seems kind of out of place. It's like feelings of lonely ambition and solidarity and thought. So it's more of like a meditative track and all that. But yeah, when I was listening to it, I couldn't help thinking like, yeah, birds aren't really going to chirp and sing if it's raining that much out. They find shelter and fuck off. If you've ever been in the woods. If it's like a light drizzle, sure, but the sound effect they have for the rain, it's out of place a bit. Indoorsy is next track. It's more of an IDM feeling beat starting off. It's got heavier percussion, stories of creating your own perfect day inside. Very weird vocal and instrumental tricks on this track, seeming cluttered on purpose. So back to You're My Excuse to Travel. There's kind of, you start seeing a vibe there, or a similarity. Next track is Poli. It's a more stringy vibe instrument-wise. A song about wanting to be loved and needing it in an aimless world. Wanting validation. Same side-chaining beats to the vocals, like throughout the album, with strong 1 and 3 hits. So it's a lot of side-chain, like the other instruments cut out whenever certain ones come back in. It's kind of a dubstep trick that I found through my production that... I've seen, Bats does it a lot on this album, and I've seen a lot of other artists do it too. But yeah, it's got that flow and kick and blends things in together, each other. Especially with the vocals, the side chaining in the vocals is very interesting. The the 1 and 3 hits. Next track, Departure. It is the last track on the album. Gentle. It has a gentle intro. For the album outro, comes to a more corroded track adjacent to the first song, but it's more orchestral and faded with little to no percussion. Fading out into oblivion, just wanting a smile to remember someone by, nothing else needed, just hoping to give someone happiness before they're gone. So it's kind of reminded me of the M83 ending track. It's like trains and just leaving and very chilled out, gentle outro. So just gets you out of this space. Overall, it's an odd ambient beat album. Very experimental with their with their samples and synths. Has a lot of really cool samples and synths. They're really high quality. Love that. They try to keep everything a bit vague, but speak with their instruments, telling stories with small samples that can be taken a lot of ways. Kind of brings the listener's personal experience into it a lot more, rather than, songs that are more direct and saying, here's what's this album saying, or what this song is saying, and not very, you have a lot of your own interpretation into it. Not only the samples and song structure, but the lyrics themselves keep it in an open space. They absolutely love sidechaining bass with other ambient sounds and samples to connect a certain flow and feel to each track of this album. That's mainly what's tying them all together, is that similarity. That's what I found, as well as the experimental beats. They are super talented musicians who have mastered their own form of sampling with multi-instrumentalism, so I'd say check them out. Even other albums by them, if you haven't before. It's very risky and experimental. I'm rating it about 7.5 out of 10, just because some tracks take you out of the atmosphere and things can get a bit repetitive. For the most part, they stick to the same theme and craft a beautiful landscape with this album. The sound design and production is amazing, but the overall fit and feeling can come apart at times. For me personally, it's different for everyone, obviously, but just I found that some things felt a little out of place first couple of listens through. And then also, just as a quick side note, we talked about Overrated, I think, last time, how he's doing side projects here and there, and also to check out Tree. But actually, when he just had his SoundCloud for Tree in 2011, November 2011, he released this song, a remix of Halls. So, what is Halls? Yeah. Track 7 on this album, he remixed that. Bath Halls. Oh, he got mixed it up. Whoever posted the video mixed up which is plural and which is singular. But yeah, so I'll link that in the description. There's a YouTube vid for it. And yeah, it's just like early Tree. Features lyrics from Kirsten Rosenberg, who isn't the original singer for Baths, but yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. Connecting artists. The lore of AWcast comes full circle here. You got Baths connecting back with Tree again. It always comes back to Tree. But yeah, that's it. Check out the album. 7.5 out of 10. I fuck with it heavy. I really enjoyed listening to it. I'm glad Koji recommended it. We'll get the other inputs from Koji and Josh if he wants to. Next pod, if they can make it. So keep your ear to the ground there. Yeah, and then we're going to break into the BOTDF stuff. But real quick before that, I just want to give some quick game and film music recommendations. First, I'd say, do I just have one? Yes, I just have one. So that would be the Furi OST. It's spelled Furi. It's a video game that's a lot more indie. It's projectile-based and like running around. A lot of people, it's kind of designed. They even have a mode for speedrunning and stuff. It's that kind of game. That's 3D, projectile-based. And so you might have seen it before. If not, check out even just the soundtrack. It's got amazing tracks from great artists to keep your adrenaline flowing. So it's got original tracks from like Lorn, Carpenter Brute, Perturbator, stuff like that. So it's similar aggressive beats to like Hotline Miami. I think Hotline Miami kind of made a name of doing like really heavy soundtracks to like drive adrenaline and stuff on these indie games, and so Furi kind of took note of that. Lorn has its own original yeah, it just, goddamn, it's so good. It's just an aesthetic filled soundtrack, like the gameplay, the visual aesthetic, everything. It just fits so perfectly. So give her a listen, check out the game. It might be a little, a bit difficult. It's one of the games where you just keep dying and then going back to it if you die. I've gotten stuck on levels there a lot, just playing the game, but the soundtrack just keeps pushing you forward. I actually found out about this from a Donkey video, I'm pretty sure, where it's just like, you come back and you just, fuck you go back right into the soundtrack, you just keep fighting them because the fucking songs are so good. You just keep coming back. Yeah. Now, let's give it a listen. Furi OST, or just play the game, whatever. All right, so now let's get into hacker underrated stuff. We're going to turn over for a second here to bring Josh in for the piece de la résistance, an overview of the life and times of Blood on the Dance Floor. So hopefully this will be a smooth transition. We'll just get over there, and we checked out the discography, or most of the discography, as much as we could. They got a lot, but we listened to like albums, their first album, second album, third album, and then albums that are later. And holy shit, they've been doing the same thing. I'll leave it to whatever. Yeah, let's just get right into it. All right, transition. Hopefully this isn't too jarring and cut off. This is going to be the part where Josh and I tortured ourselves and listened to Blood on the Dance Floor for way too long. We couldn't get through the whole discography because there's way too much fucking... There's just way too much. But we did as much as we could. I don't know. I started off listening to their first album, and holy shit. After that terrible mid-orchestration intro to the album Let's Start a Riot, my first impression was, like, they sound like drag queens on RuPaul's Drag Race, who've never, like, rapped or sang before, if you've ever seen that. And they just have to record a song with no rhythm and no flow of their own. But those girls on Drag Race, they actually have some like humor behind it and some like, you know, they don't take themselves seriously, but these guys just take themselves seriously.
Being on Drag Race is not a bad thing in and of itself.
Yeah, no, Drag Race is fucking hilarious. Like, they're all just taking everything like lightly and everything. So like, that style is hilarious and it has its place, but Blood on the Dance Floor just they've made a career out of that kind of style that just sounds really out of place and weird. Yeah, what were your first thoughts, Josh?
My thoughts were mastering, mixing, not too great. Pretty flat sounds all across from their later albums. Hollywood Death Star seemed pretty well. Just the proportions of audio. The instruments on a plate, good amounts there, but early on it was just pretty flat and didn't really have a lot of depth to their sound.
Yeah, like their mixing was like really bad in the first few albums, and I guess even especially because we listened to the first albums first and then the newer albums later, and you kind of get used to because they just keep doing the same kind of shit.
Yeah, you can see the progression of.
Yeah.
The development of how the blood has spread across the dance floor over the years.
And if you get used to it, you're like desensitized to like, okay, well, this song's going to be about nothing as well. No substance. The lyrics are going to be shit. And, but the song, production value is a lot better. So cool.
Yeah, progress is progress. Poggers.
Yeah. Poggers is poggers. You start convincing yourself that, yeah, maybe they're not so bad because they got better. But it's like, fuck, they've been doing this since 2008. If they didn't improve...
2006, actually.
Really? I thought that the first album...
Let's see. They were around... they were active 2006, but... Yeah, first albums were...
Oh, he's got the wiki.
Oh, got the wiki. Oh, sorry, right, it was 2008, but they were getting it going since 2006.
Yeah, start production in 2006, and then... Yeah, so that's 14 years. Awesome. Yeah.
Their music is almost old enough for that.
Yeah, they're putting out multiple albums.
I do not mean to slander any members of the band for legal reasons. This is all comedic content.
No, this isn't slander. This is just fact.
Like, it's just shit. I mean, like, don't got the 100% concrete proof of that. It's just I saw them girls off the side of the stage
with 4 listeners. No, it's also, well, it's just an opinion. It's not like libel or anything.
Oh. It becomes libel once this podcast is successful.
Yeah, once it's successful.
That's the metric.
Dreamheart plays. But yeah. Yeah, they're great. I put some notes down here when I was first listening to it. First impression, I was thinking they're like Kiss if Kiss kissed guys and cut their wrists.
God.
It screams MySpace clone, but just ripping off all the worst parts of those bands. You can see influence in tracks like I Hope You Choke, trying to be like Avenged Sevenfold, but doing the worst job at it. Till Death Do We Party doing like a Jeffree Star impression.
They actually do have Jeffree Star on some songs,
Yeah,
or a
exactly.
song.
They were trying to do a Jeffree Star thing.
Hold up, I just saw.
related collabs.
Okay, I scrolling through their wiki page. I saw Chris Hansen flash before my eyes,
Oh no.
and it. Okay.
Oh, fuck, I'm sure he
Um,
opened up an investigation.
Yes.
There's some pedophile allegations that I kind of loosely heard of.
Yeah.
See, now this is where you get fucked with libel.
Yeah,
You
going
actually
through
talk about-
just reading things on Wikipedia
Because-
is where it becomes legally questionable.
Yeah, I think the max age for a Blood on the Dance Floor fan has to be 17. And so people at those shows, like we saw in the music videos, you could look up any music video and like the people that want to go to the show, be in the music videos are all kids or paid actors or kids. And
I mean, I hope the actors are paid.
Oh my god, they better be. The job they do, they actually they actually sell it and take it seriously. It's hilarious. Like the one where they're in that talk show and the guy's like, "Let's do it. We're selling a card," or whatever the fuck. He does like a game show acting thing, and yeah, I hope he got paid for that. Jesus Christ. Or just like clueless and like, "Oh, the kids like it, so I'll get a commission for this," or whatever. Or a cut. Yeah, or they're just Blood on the Dance Floor fans, that like 40-something-year-olds.
I'm just saying,
Probably.
one day a 60-year-old will look back with, they'll look back on the bloody dance floor with very rose-tinted goggles, glasses, what have yous, and it'll hit very nostalgically for them. I don't think it's gonna be too many people.
Yeah, it'll be a select few. I looked through like the comments of the some of the music videos, and they're like, "Oh God, I can't believe I listened to this," and holy shit, people having post Blood on the Dance Floor
Traumatic disorder.
yeah. PBTD floor. Post Blood on the Dance Floor. Traumatic disorder. Yeah, pretty great. But yeah, they even have songs on their first album that they sounds like they're trying to do like an AFI thing. Sounds like a Hollywood Undead thing. Like they just were literally just throwing everything at the wall and seeing if it stuck. And that was the first. I guess that's kind of to be expected with some artists to try a bunch of things. But then their next album, they kind of had their own thing. But then you could listen even in the future albums, especially because the times are changing, and even their fan base is like, okay, well this is getting fucking old and tired, and so they try different things, but it still just doesn't sound right and doesn't fit, and it sounds like they just can never find their place anywhere. It's so fucking weird. It's like they're so unique, like they're just uniquely, but you can tell if it's a Blood on the Dance Floor song, but it's also them just trying to be other people and just failing miserably at it. It's so fucking weird.
Yeah, they have a lot of scattered vibes throughout some songs, going from, their upbeat synthcore jams to being very sexual to very gangster, all within probably the same verse.
Yeah. Yeah, like the main root of any of the songs is like, yeah, there's just no like structure to any of it, kind of thing. It's all of it, especially because just like the founding blocks of it is just like techno, and then it's just like death, oh death, we hate you, but then it's also kawaii, oh so cute, and just a hodgepodge of just random epic lol funny Invader Zim kawaii shit that they just throw all together, and none of it just matches at all, so it always sounds off. And every time I listen to a track, like the first 5 minutes I listen to Blood on the Dance Floor, I can't stop. Like I was having like laughing fits when I was listening to it at work.
It's
But then after
definitely
that,
a
it's
shock.
like, just nails on chalkboard. I can't fucking. Oh my god, it's too much, man. That's when after the 5 minutes, Josh, it gets best for him.
After the what?
After the 5 minutes, that's when it just starts getting good.
Oh.
Oh, it's
5 minutes of fresh blood.
Yeah. The flesh. Yeah. But then when, too much blood on the dance floor, and then people are slipping everywhere, and then, it stains the clothes, you gotta take it to dry cleaner. It's a whole ordeal.
It's gonna take up half your weekend is what it's gonna do.
But it's so worth it with these beats. Yeah, when how did we even come to this? Josh, you recommended a song or
yeah,
something.
it was Theater of Cruelty by MK Ultra, which has, you know, the electronic heavy vibes going, but in comparison to Blood on the Dance Floor, it's actually about something well mixed, just aesthetically solid across the board.
Yeah. Yeah, because I listen to that song, it's like, yeah, super well put together, and I was just like dogging him, and being like, oh, it sounds like Blood on the Dance Floor. He's like, fucking who, what now?
I heard of them, you know, like back in high school, never listened to them until your very bright, positive recommendation of Blood on the Dance Floor.
Yeah, it's like if you, it was the feeling to me of like if you, like you're thinking, holy shit, a condom broke that one time, and I could have got this, like my whole life could have been, like just a flashback like that, thinking, holy fuck, Blood on the Dance Floor existed, and I actually listened to one of their songs. Yeah, because I like remember I was like, oh yeah, I heard I'm a Monster, and it was like, oh, cute, quiet, whatever. It wasn't like my favorite track or anything, but it was like a single they had back when I was in middle or high school, and then it was interesting as a novelty, but then once you listen to more than one of their songs, it just wears off really quick. You realize they have nothing to sing about other than like parties, doing drugs, being a slut, fashion, just being super gay. Like they have nothing.
And I could vibe on like 3 of those 5 points.
Yeah, exactly.
But I wouldn't make a song about it.
Yeah, just hit all the check marks, and then if anybody, you know, gets mad at them, if they have any haters, like, oh, you're homophobic, oh, you just hate because I'm different, because I have weird stuff in my hair, and yeah, it's like, no, dude, your shit's just trash. And they would actually tour with like deathcore bands and stuff that I'd listen to back in the day, and my friends would like see them and be like, wow, that show was great, except Blood on the Dance Floor was there, and it was fucking terrible. They're so out of place just because they had like some core lyrics where they scream for like 2 seconds in a song. Then they tour with the like metalcore and deathcore bands, which was really interesting. So that was my interaction with them growing up, and not the best first impression, but revisiting them, and they haven't changed at all. It's great. Or they changed it in the worst ways. But their production's better, so good for them. Fuck it. Hey, and they're still making money. They're still putting out albums, so good for them. I don't know. I don't want to all bash them, because whatever. I guess they still have a market between the youth, but...
They found their niche.
Yeah, they got their niche. Their niche. They're good. Also, just looking through... when I was, like, hardcore listening to it at work, I took down some notes, but it's basically, yeah, they took a rave and hardcore music and just like shit all over it. It's funny in a bad way. Still got some enjoyment out of it. Where was that? Oh yeah, the song "It's Happening." Those lyrics are pretty much on par with Rebecca Black's "Friday." Like, listen to Blood on the Dance Floor. Yeah, like some of their stuff. It's like, I'm going to the party and I like to party hardy. Like literally, that could be a Blood on the Dance Floor lyric. It's fucking amazing.
Good chance it is.
What?
There's a good chance it is.
Yeah, probably. I touch a little slut, and I like dancing. That. Some of the shit like just flat out doesn't rhyme, or yeah. And Josh was saying he had a good point about like how there's no drops.
Yeah, like you feel like some tension building up in it, and then it's just right back into the main just upbeat techno flow, when they could just, you know, pull a break on that a bit, try to slide more into some of their hardcore vibes, but they don't.
Yeah, you just feel like something's gonna go down, but it never does. With like titles, with titles like an epic of epicness, or an album actually just called Epic.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the least, you know, grandiose kind of thing you could listen to. It's pretty.
So
pretty
speaking great. Of their album or song Epic, from the song Epic, it has the lyrics. Giving me sex is like a druggie and a fix. More heroin, the more bones for bearing. Till death do we party, celebrating hardy. So you got it. Very, very close. I think you get a cigar for that one.
Fuck yeah. Oh man, I didn't even. I'm so brainwashed by him. I'm just spitting off their lyrics without even knowing. Man, I could fucking ghostwrite for him. Hell yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, let's get on it. Let's remake a Blood on the Dance Floor song.
Yeah, they still have 300K fucking subscribers on YouTube Music. So goddamn.
Just add him. Get him on the pod after you throw this shade.
Yeah, I want to get that teenage cash. Be like Jake Paul shit. Go tell your mom she gotta buy them all. Yeah.
Be bankrolled on allowance.
Exactly. Send me all your allowance, little children. Oh yeah, another track that caught my eye was "Lose Control." He's I'm trying to take him seriously when the lyrics is he's saying he could give literally anybody a fat lip. Like, if you just look at him and like listen to him, it's like, yeah, he's the most effeminate motherfucker. He's not gonna I'll give you a fat lip. It's pretty great. It's just like most of his lyrics are kind of like that. It doesn't match his character at all. He's just so like angsty, like fuck you haters, I'll fuck you up, and it's like a child could kick your ass, dude. I have no idea why. It's wonderful. Yeah. Josh, you have any good lore from the wiki?
So I was mentioning earlier how they had a Apple Music exclusivity deal, but under the sexual assault allegations against Davi Vanity section, it's saying that merchandising website Big Cartel removed the band's products from 2018 in response to the allegations, while Spotify and Google Play removed the band's music in April 2019. So it could not be an exclusivity deal. It could be there was some
off every platform.
Yeah, just some legally shaky ground Davi was on and just got pulled from everywhere but Apple Music.
Jesus. Yeah, because if you look at that's probably why they had to do other side projects, because they have like other bands and stuff, but. They also, like if you just search Blood on the Dance Floor, just in normal YouTube, not through YouTube Music, you just find the, like videos from 6 years ago, 8 years, like old music videos. That, one of those music videos is a school shooting music video. I'm gonna link that in the description, but check that out.
Always
Holy
relevant.
Shit. Yeah.
These days, less so than normal.
What?
These days, less so than normal, it's all online. What are you going to do, just do a mass cyberbullying incident on your school? It doesn't hit the same.
Exactly. You gotta, you can't you can't bully.
DDoS the Zoom server.
Yeah. Yeah, you could just too mad. Too mad is the only way to bully Zoom calls. Wakanda, my brother. Yeah, so check that out. And then you could see the fan base is all in that music video as well.
Oh.
All kids. And that's probably why he has sexual allegations against minors, because that's all his fans. And, gotta fuck the groupies. I'm just surprised. He's so effeminate. I'm so surprised he's straight. He's probably... Well, he was, like, making out with the other guy on stage from my friend's or when they saw...
So it was two members from New Year's Day and Jeffree Star that... put their observations forward when they did see him engage in questionable or illegal sexual behavior during Warped Tour.
Yeah. Dude, I kind of want to look into what Jeffree Star's response was on that. I'm sure he made a YouTube video. Jeffree Star actually had some bangers, but yeah, the Blood on the Dance Floor is just... I don't know, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. My recommendation for this podcast is listen to some of their tracks and just see what the fuck we're talking about if you have no idea. Because, oh my god. And just, in 2018 they put out like 3 albums. Let me just check their discography again, because they have so much going on. It's crazy.
Yeah, in early 2020, Chris Hansen announced an investigation into the dude.
Yeah.
So, it's being looked into.
He's done that on a handful of people, and it's mostly like... most controversial are like YouTube stars he's trying to get back on the map or get other deals because he's trying to get work. So I don't know. Probably people brought it up with them.
The FBI has also confirmed that they're investigating the allegation. So that's not saying anything one way or the other than an investigation is ongoing by The Yeah, government boys.
Yeah, all allegedly star.
Who knows?
But
Maybe we'll have a Davi didn't kill himself moment.
there we go. Yeah, there was a Duffyton. Yeah, no, I mean, he's a harder case to fight for than Epstein because I mean he's a person.
Oh, you're just holding his music against him.
Because I mean, he slits his wrist, like just one wrong turn with that razor blade, and the scene. No, yeah, Chris Hansen. He also he's like, oh yeah, Onision. I'm gonna open up an investigation on him as well because he was like huge on YouTube for a bit. But so I don't know how far you could throw that. But yeah, no, this the discography. 2008 they put out 2 whole albums. 2009 2 whole albums. 2010 1. That was the epic. That's the epic year. 2011 1. 2012 2 albums. 2013 2 albums. 2014 1 album. 2015 16 1 album. 2017 2 albums. 2018 3 albums. 3 full-length albums, and they're not like small EPs or anything. They're 10 tracks, 15 tracks. This Haunted Deluxe Edition has 21 tracks on it, but just half the tracks are instrumentals. But yeah, 4 albums in 2018, and Hollywood Death Star in 2019, and then nothing 2020. So maybe they got COVIDed. We'll see. And maybe that's. Do you know when the allegations were or whatever? When
that was 20. Well, okay, let's see. 2018 August.
Oh fuck. So then they did Hollywood Death Star after that. That was probably in production when they were.
It's like, oh,
he's 2018's when they went hardest on albums. God damn.
Yeah, he's pointing out albums. We got to stop him.
Yeah, right.
Fire the lawsuit cannon.
Fight lawsuit with albums.
Fire the statutory rape charges.
Probably white people were just sick of seeing him in their feed or whatever. Speaking of seeing them in my feed, I'm gonna fucking start seeing them in my feed now because my algorithm's all fucked up probably. I don't know if this was worth it.
Google remembers. Google's here for you. Google knows what you like.
I'm gonna have to start pressing a lot of 3 dots and saying not interested.
Like, okay, it was just a phase. Yeah, can Alphabet incorporate it was just a phase button.
Yeah. I'm just trying it out, man. It's not a phase, Mom. Blowing the dance floor for life. And then I can't imagine people who grew up with are diehard Blood in the Dance Floor fans. I mean, good on them, like, dedication, hell yeah. And if you find it, hey, if you check them out and you actually like them, then good on you, man. It's a very niche thing. You won't be disappointed if you like one of their songs. You'll probably like all of them. So.
Okay, no, I was jamming to at least you saw a modest groove as vibing
some
hard.
Of their newer stuff
I was in the jam. That was like an hour in maybe.
Yeah. And
their newer albums, so it's not all terrible. It has points of being less bad,
Yeah, most of it. Yeah, like there was one. Yeah, Josh was grooving hard to it. And I was like, okay, this is pretty dope. And then I listened to the lyrics and was like, what the fuck is he talking about? There's just no substance. But yeah, it could slap pretty hard, sure. And then some of the things we tried to listen to instrumentals, and some of the instrumentals are pretty good. I mean, good on. He has some pretty good creativity, even on the first album, with different beats and stuff. But just like the lyrics and the subject matter are just so cringy. Maybe that's the best word for it. I don't know, but it is interesting. That's about all I had to say. I got to wrap up, but Josh, did you have any other side thoughts about?
No, I hit every point, I think.
Yeah.
So you want to dive deep into the lyrics of every...
The allegations?
Every album. I mean, unless there's like developments on it, I think that's just about it. Just he was fooling around with underage people on Warped Tour and the All the Rage tour.
Oh, God. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, I don't know. If you want to pull up some lyrics for like just a couple songs so we can go word for word on... We can try Lose Control is a pretty funny one. Beautiful Surgery, that one's, those lyrics made me crack up. I think a huge thing that makes their discography hilarious is like they're trying to be cool or edgy and take themselves super seriously, but Yeah, it's just the music is just so
No,
basic. Stingers are just so flamboyant and like
it's back and forth on them taking themselves seriously and just
there's some
they're
like
goofing around,
jokey,
you
cute
know.
things. Yeah, you can kind of get, but like even but you can tell when they're trying and when they're not, and it's still like the same. It's very cringe. What lyrics are these?
These are for Lose Control.
Control. Wait, let's see. It's mostly how he says that. Keep talking shit. I'll give you fat lip. Chainsaw. Rip you down raw. Get me pissed. Don't fuck with this. I'm in love with it. I'm dangerous. Coming like a freight train. Painting walls with your brains.
Very hardcore.
It's just so funny. It's like horrorcore lyrics, but he's just so effeminate. It's great. Their eyes wide open, our fists closed shut, push us to our limit. We'll have to fuck you up. So rip it up, tear it down, smash it up, burn it down. Rhyming up with up and down with down. We've lost control of our souls. Well, oh no. Forget the risk. Take it all. That's what you want. It's worth it all. This is what they want, people. This is a Judeo-Christian society. This is what they want.
Oh my God.
Ben
Shapiro on the dance floor,
Ben,
bleeding it up.
Ben loves blood on the dance floor.
He probably does.
It's what the kids like. I like it too, because I'm a kid at heart. Irony in reality. Let's face the facts. I've had enough without fighting back. Monopolize your world to hate the unknown. You can't justify, and I won't conform. You think you have it all, but not my soul. I'm taking a stand. Lose control. Mind's blank with emotions. A social disease. Your hate produced a whole other breed. Yeah, it's very epic. Their eyes wide open, fist closed up, and rip it down, tear it down, smash it up, burn it down.
Very angy on this
Smash,
one.
burn, burn. Oh Lord, do beautiful sword surgery. High middle school month.
This is completely irrelevant.
Okay. Let's see if I can find this. Oh no. Middle School Awareness Month.
Well, no, I mean, it could be relevant, but it would turn into a whole other bit we have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, just E-Double did a middle school month thing, or just, I think it's part of Freestyle Friday, or just every song of that month was sampled from songs that he just jammed out to in middle school.
Oh God.
That's pretty good. That's like 80s or 90s, so you can call it classy.
There you go.
Regardless of what it is.
Yeah. To hear 80s music, yeah, you don't have like internet like around now where you just any shithead can put anything up.
I had them tapes.
Okay, here's a beautiful surgery. I got the lyrics. Hollywood is a place where they'll pay $1,000 for a kiss and 50 cents for your soul. It literally says it like that. Take a knife, cut a slice of my beautiful plastic life. Take my shoes, see my view. I'm imperfect just like you. Cover all my flaws, work to fix all my withdrawals. This is fame, this is pain, a life of luxury being fame. What? Fame, pain, what the fuck? Break the mold, sell my soul, plastic model to be whole, pay the price, living vice, be Hollywood and roll the dice. So vain. Cut me up, stitch me up. Make me perfect in front of myself. I think you just kind of hear
it's kind of
in the context of the song.
So it's kind of funny to see him using the line, I can be your enemy, my armor is my vanity, where at least his last stage name is Vanity.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a neat little, if you just look at that a little harder, just, oh, that's his name. That's him.
I also like the entire irony of this whole song. They're like, oh, you're so fake and you put on makeup and you do the Hollywood thing. It's like, that's exactly what you're fucking doing, dude. You are literally wearing makeup. You're literally conforming to whatever cultish thing the scene is.
I hate that phrase so much, scene.
I hate you, just because they're like models and stuff instead of like, wearing black fingernail polish. It's the same shit, dude.
It's just like you.
Yeah.
Like I say that on the podcast.
Just like me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I have videos where I wear nail polish.
Oh, okay.
It looks
The secret's
cute.
out. He's cute.
Yeah, I'm actually Davey Vanity.
Oh no.
Ooh, turns out.
Children beware.
Yeah, turns out. Oh, he got doxxed. And Jay Vaughn. Of course, it's both of them. Yes, Jay Vaughn's the one that does like a pompadour haircut.
I'm not too sure, actually. They went through quite a few band members, but yeah, Jay Vaughn was the person to have the second most time in the band behind Davi.
Yeah. That sounds about right. Is it really a chick that he's with right now?
Right now.
Or it's just that guy in drag?
There was Fallen Vendetta up until the start of 2019.
Kwai Monster Machine or whatever. Is when you started seeing a femme on the album. But it might just be drag and just...
Oh, yeah. Fallen was his girlfriend at the time.
Oh. Yeah. It's so weird him having a girlfriend. I don't mean to stereotype, but yeah.
You're gonna get canceled.
It just sounds so gay. It's ridiculous. Oh, it's great. I got nothing against gays.
I'd hope so.
I got nothing against myself. Yeah, this guy's just interesting. But yeah, check it out. 10 out of 10.
That's not the vibe. That is not the score I thought you were building up to.
No, it's it's quite a fucking ride to go down. Blood on the Dance Floor is pretty much the worst thing in the 2000s scene culture wrapped into one. They've been keeping it going since around 2008, releasing multiple albums each year. I mean, you can't polish garbage, but even though their production has gotten better, the core idea and practice of the band doesn't work to a hilarious extent. But honestly, God bless them, because everything they stand for is terrible, and more power to them if they can still make a living off it.
Gosh bless.
Gosh bless Josh bless. Now they're great. Check them out. Give them a listen or two. They need to pay off the legal fees for their allegations.
Oh,
Well, that's it. For the Death Floor segment with little Josh.
Savage on it.
We're going to transition on into the outro. Josh, any parting words?
I hope this doesn't come back to legally hit anyone, you know? All the shit that was just talked in the past half hour.
This is the only episode we'll get millions of views and we'll get sued to oblivion. Yeah, we're back. That was the Blood on the Dance Floor whole thing. Hope you enjoyed that rant. It's amazing. Check them out. They're sweethearts. They stand up for LGBT rights, so they're good, but they're doing it in the worst representing ways. Whatever. No opinion. I love it. Go check them out. They're so fucking weird. I can't stop laughing anytime I put on a track. Oh my god, it's weird. Okay. So for next time, we're going to go over a new album. This recommendation is for me this time. Choice is Brand New is the band. Science Fiction is the album name. So Science Fiction by Brand New. Brief preface is Brand New is like an old emo band that was kind of popular. It was like with Jimmy Eat World and American football, stuff like, I don't know. Yeah, emo bands like that. But yeah, they hadn't written music in like maybe 10 years or something. I can't remember exactly how long. And then this is their newest release. It's a few years old, but it was totally like just out of the blue. They just came back and did this album. And it wasn't for like no reason. It wasn't a cash grab or for no reason or anything. Like it's really like deep and atmospheric and emotional. And I think they really honed in really hard on a good topic there. So check it out. That's all I'll say. That's probably too much to say, but whatever. Outros and plugs. I don't think we have any. We'll just for Koji or Josh, they're just chilling. Audio Withdrawal. We're gonna put out a music video pretty soon. It's a Hex Anthem music video, so check it out. As a collab with one of my old work buddies, and then also with Wicker. We did that, so yeah, check that out. Oh yeah, and we also have features from this guy on SoundCloud, Tom Shad. She's really chill, so yeah, keep an eye out for that. Then we're also going to do the instrumental version of the Wicker album, and we might have an EP coming up pretty soon for them. That was, announced a few years ago, but Wicker hasn't had enough time to get around to it. So, shit happens. Yeah, so check those out. I think that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, love you. Mwah. Bye.